Hello, aspiring students and parents. The dream of pursuing higher education in North America is a powerful one for many Indian students. Both USA and Canada offer world class universities, cutting edge research, and diverse career opportunities. But when it comes to funding that dream, the landscape scholarships and financial aid can differ significantly between the two countries. Which country offers better opportunities for Indian students seeking scholarships? Let's break it down. So, today we are taking a deep dive scholarships for Indian students in Canada versus USA, a comparison. So, in this video, you'll learn the fundamental differences in funding philosophies and systems between Canadian and US universities, a direct comparison of types of scholarships and prominent programs available in each country, key distinctions in eligibility and application process, and a clear overview of the pros and cons of seeking scholarships in Canada versus the USA for Indian students. This comparison will help you strategically choose the best path to fund your global education. Let's start with the overarching philosophies. USA funding philosophy. So, higher based tuition. Generally, tuition fees in USA is higher even for international students compared to Canada. Then we have decentralized aid. So, financial aid is highly decentralized, coming from individual universities, which have large endowments, various external organizations, and sometimes federal programs. Need-based undergrad. Top-tier private US universities are famous for offering generous need-based aid that can meet 100% of demonstrated financial need for admitted students, including internationals. We have merit-based, that is undergrad and grad. So many other US universities, state and private, offer competitive merit-based scholarships based on academic excellence, leadership, or specific talents. Graduate funding. So we have full funding for masters and particularly PhD programs through fellowships and assistantships. It's very common at US research universities. Canada funding philosophy. So generally lower tuition. Even for international students, Canadian university tuition fees are typically lower than those in USA, making the overall cost of study more accessible upfront. Publicly funded research. So Canada has a strong tradition of publicly funded research, leading to robust funding opportunities at the graduate level through government grants and university research awards. Then we have merit-based undergrad scholarships. So these are for international students and they are primarily merit-based, like entrance scholarships. And while valuable, they are often not as comprehensive, like example Fulbright, as the most generous need-based awards offered by elite US universities. Fewer need-based for internationals. So need-based aid for international students is less common or extensive in Canada compared to USA. Let's compare the common types of scholarships you'll find. USA scholarship types. Need-based grants. These are offered by a select group of highly endowed private universities like Harvard, Yale, Princeton, MIT that meet 100% of demonstrated need for international students. We have merit-based scholarships like UG and grad. So this is widespread across many universities, varying from partial tuition waivers to nearly full rights. Graduate fellowships and assistantships. These are extremely common for master's and PhD programs, often providing full tuition waivers plus stipends. Then we have external scholarships. Numerous private foundations and organizations offer scholarships for international students like Fulbright-Nehru, Aga Khan Foundation, AAAUW. Then we have Canada scholarship types. University entrance scholarships, which are merit-based. So most Canadian universities offer automatic consideration for merit-based scholarships upon admission to undergraduates. These can be substantial but are less likely to cover full costs for internationals. Graduate funding or assistantships or fellowships. These are very strong at the master's and PhD level, especially at research-intensive universities like University of Toronto, UBC, McGill. These are similar to US assistantships. Then we have government-funded graduate scholarships, highly prestigious and fully funded national awards like the Vanier Canada Graduate Scholarships and Trudeau Foundation Scholarships. Then we have provincial scholarships. Some provincial governments offer scholarships, but international student eligibility might be limited or require specific criteria. Let's highlight some of the most sought after scholarships for Indian students in each country. USA examples. For USA, we have Fulbright-Nehru Fellowships, which is fully funded for Masters and PhD. Then we have Tata Scholarship of Cornell University, that is a full need based for Indian undergraduate. Knight-Hennessy Scholarship Program, Stanford, which is fully funded for any Stanford graduate program. Then we have Stanford Reliance Dhirubhai Fellowship, GSB MBA. This is substantial aid for Indian MBA students. Then EEUW International Fellowships, which are significant funding for women in graduate studies. Merit scholarships from universities like Duke, Vanderbilt, USC, Boston University, they range from partial to full tuition fee. Canada examples are Vanier Canada graduate scholarships. They are fully funded up to $50,000 Canadian dollars per year for 3 years for doctoral students in social sciences, humanities, health, and natural sciences or engineering. One of Canada's most prestigious paired Elliott Trudeau Foundation scholarships. They are fully funded and they are up to 60,000 Canadian dollars per year for doctoral students in humanity and social sciences. Then we have University of Toronto International Scholar Awards. They are various merit-based awards like President Scholars of Excellence program for international undergraduates, and they can be substantial but rarely Fulbright for non-Canadians. Then we have University of British Columbia International Scholars Program, and they offer significant merit-based awards, including the International Major Entrance Scholarship and Outstanding International Student Award. So it can be renewable and substantial. Then we have McGill University International Student Aid, which offers various merit-based entrance scholarships to undergraduates and robust funding for graduate students. Then we have University of Waterloo International Masters and Doctor Awards, which supplement provincial funding and research assistantships for graduate students. The application journey also presents differences. US application process. In this, we have complex financial forms which often require detailed financial documentation like CSS profile for need-based aid, standardized tests like high SAT or ACT scores and GRE or GMAT scores. They are often critical for merit aid. We have separate scholarship applications like Fulbright, Knight-Hennessy. They require separate extensive applications beyond the university's main admission application. Then we have early deadlines. These are the scholarship deadlines and they can be very early. Then we have the Canada application process. So it's similar financial documentation, generally less complex for financial aid applications, especially for merit-based awards. Automatic consideration. Many university entrance scholarships for undergraduates are granted automatically based on your admission application. Then we have graduate level. So funding is often tied directly to the admission offer at the graduate level through assistantships or internal fellowships. English or French proficiency. IELTS, TOEFL, or Duolingo scores are definitely required. Let's weigh the general pros and cons for Indian students seeking scholarships in each country. USA pros. They are more fully funded opportunities, especially at elite private universities for undergraduates, need-based, and for PhDs, that's fellowships. Greater diversity of scholarship. So, vast array of external and university-specific awards for niche interests or talents. The cons are that they are higher base tuition. So, if you don't get substantial aid, it's very expensive. Need-aware admissions. For internationals at some top schools, financial need can influence admission decisions. More complex application process. This often involves extensive financial forms and separate scholarship applications. The pros of Canada are lower base tuition. So overall study costs, they are definitely lower, making partial scholarships or personal savings go further. Strong graduate research funding, that is excellent opportunities for masters and PhD students, often covering full costs. Simpler application process for many undergraduate entrance scholarship, so consideration is definitely automatic. Post-graduation work permits, so this often has clearer pathways for international students to work post-graduation. Now, cons of Canada are fewer Fulbright undergraduate scholarships compared to the most generous US institutions, less need-based aid for internationals, so fewer options if your primary need is financial aid over merit, less variety in external scholarships. While growing, the sheer volume of external scholarships isn't as extensive as in the USA. To build the exceptional academic profile required for admission and scholarship in US and Canadian universities, Wizdomi's personalized one-on-one tutoring can provide the expert guidance that you need. We help you achieve strong grades, master challenging concepts, and craft compelling application essays that truly stand out. So book your free trial class today at Wizdomi.com. Don't let anything hold you back from your global education aspirations.